Welcome back to another stream of the Gaming Kitchen. Welcome back. Boy, I tell you, the jokes tell themselves, don't they? They just keep going, don't they? They just keep going. Now, I did say I wasn't going to do any more videos on that, so this is a live stream. I wasn't going to do no more videos on the whole Diamond Dynasty stuff because you can really make a lot of money online being toxic and negative. It's really a fortuitous avenue if you wish to go down it. Milking the whole like cow of what's wrong with SDS and them acquiring a lead live director, live designer, when they just graduated from a college 3 years ago and have a BS in health and a BS in biology and a BA in English. Somehow designing video games. It's weird stuff. And at some point when you do videos like this, when you're sitting up here and you're watching people do whole like videos of cards and stuff, and you just keep surfing and surfing and surfing it, and you just find yourself laughing at this point that everything that you've said, everything that's been done, was proven correct. That all these card heads online are a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime nerds who play Destiny and play Final Fantasy, and for some reason think that that's a cool idea to have their baseball game, which, by the way, I highly doubt these people play a sport or anything, reflect that and be like that. So that's what I've discovered in the past umpteen days. That's what I discovered in the last umpteen days of all of this building. And I tell you, man, there is just no hope. There is a whole lot of cope. I think that's what I'm going to go with from here on out. Not a lot of cope. It's just not a lot of hope. There's a whole lot of cope. That's just pretty much it. So, all right. So if anybody comes in here, speaking about that, I got to pay a phone bill with AT&T's or T-Mobile's call to the bullpen. So I'm trying to finish up Fenway Park 1912. Won't be that long. Wow, that's not what I asked for. Mike Council, what is good? I'll tell you what's up, bro. Laughing at the joke in which this company has become. That I did 2 videos on the whole card heads losing their cool about SDS finally showing them what they really are. I'm gonna just say this because there's some parts in which I haven't really I didn't draw over because every single day that you get on here and you actually look at this stuff, there's new stuff that comes out that actually surprises the living daylights out of you. So today I got to look at KDJ TV Cope stream about SDS and why they keep sending them terrible, crappy cards, which I have no care or concern about whatsoever. I would just say this too, and this sounds really mean, not trying to be, but I hope that you guys in the card community go through every single ounce of getting crappy cards, and I hope that every single one of these cards in which you guys fawn over are all behind paywalls of 200 to 300 to 500,000 stubs. And all of you guys will finally learn what people, including myself and a few others who have played this game religiously throughout the years, will tell you that SDS is worse than Madden in regards to that. And this new woman that they have on this team, Ashley, she's on she's the one that does the streams every Friday. And everyone's sitting up here wondering, like, why all this stuff got bad, why all this stuff is terrible. Let me bring this up today before I get started on this stream, because I want to get Fenway Park done, but, you know, it's that you want to be done doing this stuff, but the more you, like, look at, like, all this stuff happening, you realize how much of a joke this stuff is. So I was at KDJ's podcast today just because I was bored and I was trying to kill some time for lunch because all of this content's good for. I was looking at like this whole forum of like 2 or 3 people on there who were literally talking about Diamond Dynasty, and then it got near the end, and I really want to play this part here. And I just, for the love of God, would love to play this part because this part right here is what
lightsaber for the collection.
Yeah, I don't care.
You know, or some of us, it was like right around 21, 22. For someone like me, it was LMB 19 and 20. For some other people, it was literally the years of sets and seasons, and they got into this game and they fell in love with it during that. And the thing about this game as a yearly release, it's constantly evolving. It's always trying to do something different and almost like try to make a different player happy. And no matter what, I think the game is always evolving in a way where it's never going to be exactly the same as when you first loved it. It's just never going to be exactly that way. And I think a lot of us, especially us who've been in this community for a while and have learned to grow prominent voices and recognize that, like, a lot of people will form their opinions on something just based on what we say on social media, initial reaction. I think we need to remember that is almost like there's like a power in that we say has a lot of impact on other people and how they receive the game. So there is it doesn't have to take time to recognize that, like, you know, maybe this is partially a me thing. You know, the game isn't 100% suited for me in the same way as it was back then. It evolves, it changes. I want to love it the same way I did back in 19 and 20, where I feel like I love playing it every day. But when I first got burnt out in 22 and I was getting tired of it, I had to recognize back then, you know, maybe I'm just not loving it the same way. It's a me thing too. So I can't get on them and rag them for everything that I don't like and act like it's universal. Just because the game's just kind of evolving and maybe it's just not 100% for me. And I think a lot of people who have been in the game for a while, whether they're content creators or not, could kind of take a step back sometimes. Like, you know, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I should find something else that brings that itch that I was missing. And that, like Drew knows, I've been playing a lot of Destiny 2 over the last year. That has been the game.
I couldn't hear anymore because I was going to throw up in my mouth. So here's the thing right here. And this is why I don't like making videos where I say this is the last time I say something about it, because every time I do that, there's something that comes out fun. And I just want to, before I start the stadium build here, I just want to do this little rebuttal to people like this. There's 10% what he said was right. There's 90% that he said was wrong. And I'm going to tell you what he said was wrong. Okay? This is not a I'm the problem Taylor Swift moment right now. You know, it's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. Okay? It's not one of those times. Okay? All right? When people pay $80 for a game, they are paying $80 for a baseball game. Baseball games don't evolve. Okay, this isn't Final Fantasy. This isn't Destiny. And it's very alarming when I see a person who plays Destiny or plays Final Fantasy sits up here and talks about this game right here like it's that exact game, which explains why Diamond Dynasty is what it is. And as I sat up here and I listened to that today, without wanting to fall down the steps, I literally said to myself, this is why. Evolve to what? What are you evolving to? What is there to evolve about a baseball game? And one other thing. What is it we're evolving to? This girl actually constantly providing bad content? Because I've seen a lot of people, now that I've found out who this person is, who does these streams, this Ashley girl, this Ashley woman, I've started to notice that like all the content starts sucking. And then I sit up here and I'm like, well, who creates this game? Like, who's like the developers on this game and stuff? Because I remember going to TikTok about a couple of months back and looking at TikTok and saying to myself, like, you know, who are these developers who sit up here and say, people are making better ballparks than us? And you know what? I started to come to the conclusion today, if I haven't already, I am not the problem here. I'm not the problem at all. So I'm not going to sit up here and be like, you know what? Yeah, I need to take a break from this game. I need to go play Battlefront because that's where I get my itch from. No, I get my itch from building ballparks, and I want you to fix this game. The level of delusion that people have these days in regards to these games are astronomical. I have never seen this much coping a day in my life. Buddy, stop trusting them. Stop defending them. Their games suck. You have lead developers here that are not developing these games. It's almost as if they're hiring these people from Full Sail University and just saying, hey, have a go. Do what you got to do. That can't occur. That can't happen. These are multi-million-dollar companies that need to be invested. I am not the problem. The only thing I'm the problem at is still buying it. So that's that. I am going to tail end that and move on to this. I am building 1912 Fenway Park. That's what I'm working on. Okay? And that is the direction that I'm heading in. Oh, it doesn't take much time. It's all about, like, here's the thing. This is the problem in building classical stadiums. Um, there's a few classical stadiums out here that which has a lot of exposure to it, in which you can um, actually get uh, a full perspective of it. Like if there's a model built or something like that. A lot of these aren't the case. I don't know why. It's very hard to find this. Most ballparks like Yankee Stadium, Fenway Park, those are well-documented ballparks. Anything in Baltimore, good luck. You're not going to find it. But when it comes to anything here, you will more likely find something. And when it comes to building ballparks that are built at the turn of the 20th century, you're really not going to find anything. So you'll get the facade side, but you have to go on what's on the other side of this. So that's what I'm doing right here. This is literally like what I'm doing. I have to actually use Google Maps, go to the other side, because the other side still is somewhat original. So I'll just go do that. And then so we'll count how many windows we got here. We got 2 small windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do these 2 windows here. Yeah, the exterior is just as important as the interior. Don't let anybody tell you any different. It's just as important if you can get away with it. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this because this makes the best windows. I'll put this right here. Move this over. And what I'm going to do here is grab one of these. But yeah, much like I said, that's all I got to say about this. It is very evident that, like, you know, we are dealing with very delusional people in this environment who run this game. And that is just it. And you know what? Godspeed to the rest of these beautiful, kind angels out here. I am too old to be defending the crazy anymore. So that's that. There you go. See, I wanted this until 5:30. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Thank you, Sean. The brick part's going to be done, and then I'll just be moving on to the inside part of it. I'll probably be around about 80. Sean, I'm glad you brought that up. They screwed up everything. And you know what's so funny about them screwing up all that stuff is that these people, that you have people who play this game who believe that this is going to get fixed. The people in the car community, the car counters, they believe wholeheartedly, oh, SDS is going to turn this around. And I'm sitting up there in disbelief, and I'm saying to myself, you know, like, I'm trying so hard not to beat a dead horse every time I get on here, because this is beneath me to talk about all this stuff. I said, but in what universe do you guys imagine that a company that was willing to let a game go out the way this went out, with all these errors and all these problems in it, that you think in your heart of hearts that they're going to acknowledge the small things when they can't even get your stuff right? I told people that. I told them, I said this months ago. I said this years ago. I said what was going to come to pass. And you know, these people, these card people have kissed so much ass in the past 3-4 years that they will not sit up here and understand that, hey, listen, look, understand something for a little bit of time here. That this guy who's got 500 some followers to his name is not a guy who's talking trash. He's not. New York on top, what's up, bro? This dude's not talking out of his ass. This is a dude who literally is saying what is going to happen if you don't wake up and call these people out on their crap. And what do? They don't listen to people like me. They don't. I said it clear in front what was going to happen. Now they're sitting up, oh, we keep getting batches of all these cards and stuff, and like all these cards don't mean anything, and they don't think, yeah, no crap. They're trying to go like Madden. No, they're not like Madden. They're better than Madden. They give me free cards all the time. Free cards. These people are stupid. People are stupid. They got this. Your favorite ballpark, Fenway Park. They're just stupid. They don't understand that. Like, this is why I said last year, and I kept saying it over and over and over again. We have got to work together as a community. I said that we have got to work together as a community. If we don't work together as a community, then when times come for us to actually need to, you know, when time comes in for us to need to, we can't do it. And it's us against the world. Like, it's Stadium people against Diamond Dynasty people, it's Diamond Dynasty people against franchise people, all this stuff. And I definitely, like, when people sit up here and troll me, like, I went on to the ATG Discord over the weekend, and I was talking about, you know, like, the Stadium stuff. Most people are like, oh, man, I don't want to hear about the Stadium problems. I just want to go back to the good old days when people used to just build ballparks here. Just shut up and dribble. And it is blah, 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 blah. Let me, you know, sit up here and make Godzilla emojis and everything and troll you and everything. That's cool, bro. You can troll me. But, you know, like, I'm the one who builds the ballparks you guys put your classical rosters to. I don't know about any of y'all, like, not to brag, but, like, bro, I was around long before I knew you. Nobody cares. Everybody's out for themselves, man. It's like, everybody's out for themselves. And that's just, I don't know, kind of sucks. That's all I got to say. And especially in the card head community, it is always that way. It's always you, me, and hey, you know, I got 200 and some followers and stuff, and like they talk like this has never ever happened before. Like, this is something new. I said, you guys do realize like all of the posts that we've made over the past like 2-3 months talking about SDS like not fixing this game. There's like 14 patches. You know, game that's been out for 2 weeks, 2 months and 8 days. So they make streams like this and sound stupid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey. And they hired this Ashley girl to do cards and stuff. And like this is what I'm talking about where I say like you got people who program this game and develop this game and they have no clue what they're doing or why they're there. Like, all right, here we go. Let's see, Ashley MLB the show. Okay. So see here. Live designer for MLB The Show at SIE's PlayStation, Sony San Diego, and Twitch partner. Whatever live editor, whatever a live designer is. College graduate, a bachelor's of science in health, and a bachelor's of arts in English. So I gotta ask this question, and maybe I'm ignorant to this. Which, by the way, I don't know this individual. This isn't me personally attacking someone. That I'm sure she's a lovely person. I gotta ask this question: how does a person who's a bachelor's of science in health and a bachelor of arts in English get to be a live designer for a video game? Like what is how do you? I don't know. Like when that dude said on that stream that like they don't make this game for like the same people anymore, I said to myself, I said, you know what? Like as cringe as that sounds, and it really is kind of cringe that he said that. Like, who do they make this game for? If they don't make it for people like us, the card head people, do they make it for them? Is that who they make it for? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go build this ballpark. If you guys have questions about that, I will be here to entertain it. But just the jokes just write themselves now, man. I don't even know anymore. It's crazy stuff, man. It's just, Sean. The problem is that when you have people in your gaming community that have 200,000, 300,000, 500,000 subscribers, okay, and you then sit up here about 2-3 years later, and you say, "Man, I wonder why this game is the way that it is." I wonder why they're literally heading in the direction of Madden and all the other stuff. But I'm not going to say anything about it. And anybody who does say anything about it, I'm going to shoot down. And then on top of that, on top of shooting those types of people down, I'm going to dismiss them as being crazy and never entertain them ever again. You wonder how you get to this point where you're being fleeced. Now, I don't care about the cards. I hope and pray to God these people get ripped off. All these card people, these Diamond Dynasty people, and I'm going to tell you why. It came time for us to sit up here and do our card stuff, do our stadium stuff and everything. Everybody crapped on us and said, man, that's your issue. You guys are the weirdos over there building ballparks that don't nobody give a crap about. In fact, your guys are the reason why we had the problems we got in the first place. When people used to throw that stuff out and used to dismiss this mode, all they cared about was Diamond Dynasty. So all your content creators, all your, what do they call them? Encouragers, what do they call them? Enhancers or whatever the hell they call them? Influencers. That's it. So all your influencers sat up there and just were going along to get along. And then they sit up here in 2025 and now they're like, well, gee, how do we get this? How do we get to this point? How do we get to having, like, you know, this game now being a pay to play? Literally everybody saw that coming. Everybody saw this be a pay to play where, you know, everyone wants to go, oh, well, Madden is this, Madden is bad, Madden is this. No, Madden is honest. Madden is honest. And EA got burned and had to learn to eat the hard way. That's why this Madden 26 coming out, that's why they start talking about the franchise and stuff. They make the game for different people. What do you mean different people? You mean people who want online franchise? And this Ashley girl was the one that was saying, we're not talking about what's not in the game. We're going to talk about what's in the game. You're killing your game. You're killing your game. I listed two good examples. Legendary Drops said it best. That these people who are sitting up here and are making these decisions are ruining their own game and have no clue that they're doing it. They're cutting their nose to spite their face. That's what they do. And it's so terrible. It's so terrible. It's so. Because they say, oh, well, you got to make money off your game. You got to make money off your game. No, you don't. No, you don't. Here's how you make money off of your game. Make a good game. Because all the people who are walking away from your game today, all the people who are walking away from your game after this season are all people who used to buy your game. But they're not going to buy your game anymore when they find out you're trying to make a quick dollar off of them. They're not going to, you know, buy your game when Ramon is supposed to be the director of this whole entire thing, and this dude doesn't say anything about the issues that's in this game. Like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Like, fix your game.